by intercultural sensitivity. We will compare the culture of the Netherlands with the culture of Spain. I am Gertjan and I'm going to tell you more about the culture onion. Hello.
Hello, my name is Lars Rijgroep and I want to tell you more about the power distance, the individualism versus the collective cultures, and the masculinity and the femininity.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Sven Wisseling. I'm going to talk about high and low context cultures, about polychronic and monochronic time, and about doing or being cultures.
So, let's begin. What is culture? Culture is the way we think, feel and behave. How we learn this and share the meaning of it with other members of our society. So, now I'm going to tell you more about the culture onion. The culture onion describes three different layers. The first layer is the outer layer. The outer layer stands for the artifacts of culture. In the artifacts of culture, we describe how a country looks. Firstly, we take a look at the houses. For example, the Netherlands has big houses, large windows, open curtains, and Spain has small windows, closed curtains, and smaller houses. After that, we take a look at the types of breakfast for both countries. And the Netherlands prefer to eat at breakfast hagelslag with Nutella and a cracker. A drink will be like tea or a cold milk. After that, we take a look at Spain. Spain has a different type of breakfast. They eat sweet rolls with jam, crackers with cheese, dunked in hot milk. After that, there are also differences in the types of dinner. Dutch people eat a dinner between 5:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. In Spain, people eat the dinner between 9 p.m. and midnight. Spanish people eat vegetables or a green salad with fish, and Dutch people eat most of the time potatoes with vegetables and meat. I already told you something about the first layer, the outer layer, and now I'm going to tell you more about the second layer. The second layer is called like norms and values. Firstly, I will tell you more about the values of the Netherlands. There are three important values of the Netherlands. The first one is that a woman also pays the bill. The second one is that most of the Dutch people are informal in their handling. And the third one is based on time. You will see that most of the Dutch people will be on time, will arrive on time, and most of the time they are a bit early. Now we take a look at Spain. In Spain it's very usual to kiss each other on the cheek instead of shaking the hand when you meet each other. After that, most of the Spanish people aren't based on time. We will see that most of the people in Spain don't arrive on time but are a few minutes late. That isn't usual in the Netherlands, and this is one of the biggest differences between both countries. I already told you something about the first and the second layer. Now I'm going to tell you more about the last layer, the third layer. The third layer will be described by the basic assumptions. These assumptions have an influence on all the other layers. It's hard to recognize them without a deeper analysis. For example, the assumptions I learned were like pray for your food, tell the truth, and always be friendly. Now, Sven is going to tell you more about low and high context cultures.
Now I'm going to talk about low context cultures and high context cultures. The Netherlands is a low context culture. In the Netherlands, information is communicated explicitly with words. Words, written or spoken, are important in telling or sending the message. Furthermore, in low communication, people prefer to structure their information into compartments. This is called compartmentalizing. In a low context culture, people have a preference of starting with the main point and ending with the details later. The information has a clear structure but doesn't flow very fast. Spain has a high context culture. This means that in Spain, the most of the message is in the people themselves, or what surrounds the message. It's not just spelled out explicitly in words, but implicitly and often non-verbally. One word, hint or gesture is enough to understand the whole message or picture. People in Spain have a preference for starting with the context, which sounds like details to people in Holland, and end with the main point. The information flow is very fast. Now I'm going to talk about cultures with monochronic time and cultures with polychronic time. The Netherlands has a monochronic time. Time is experienced linearly in this culture. Monochronic time can easily be segmented into blocks of time, which is what we do when we plan our time in our business diaries. People in this culture are able to concentrate on one thing at a time and plan time. They don't like to be interrupted while working, because time is money. Dutch people can make it look like time is something you can waste, save, gain or even lose. Spain is a polychronic culture. People in Spain live in a sea of time. Time moves spatially in all directions, rather than linearly. Polychronics prefer doing a lot of things at the same time and are more concerned with people than with planning. Polychronics are perfectly capable of doing a lot of activities at the same time, follow several conversations simultaneously and do not find interruptions a problem at all. The next subject I'm going to talk about is the doing cultures and the being cultures. The Netherlands is a doing culture. In the Netherlands they are very task-orientated instead of people-orientated. They work to live. People in the Netherlands set goals and take actions. They feel highly motivated by a job well done. The managers in Holland motivate their staff with promotions, a raise in salary, extra vacations, extra responsibilities or other forms of recognition. Spain is a being culture. They are very relationship orientated. They work to live. In being cultures, people, events and ideas flow spontaneously. Being people are highly motivated by the enjoyment of working with friendly colleagues. A raise in salary is welcome, but does not necessarily lead to increased effort. Employees may even decide to work less, because you can earn the same as before with making fewer hours. Managers can encourage their staff by being more considerate and caring. If employees don't like their job, they may quit. Let's talk about personal space. The difference between the Netherlands and Spain is not very much. In the Netherlands they have about half an arm length of distance when people are talking to each other. In Spain there's less distance between the two men speaking, so if a Dutchman and a man from Spain are talking to each other, you will see that the Dutchman will do a little step backward, but it's not very annoying for the Dutchman. But they can talk normal to each other. It's not that one is scared and the other one is afraid for being too aggressive or something.
Today I'm going to tell something about the power distance. Hofstede's power distance explains that it's normal or not normal, that power is distributed equally in organizations, in schools or in families. In the Netherlands, parents treat their children as equal. The children are allowed to give their own opinion and they may disagree with the parents. In class you don't have to say, "Excuse me, may I ask a question?" No, you just raise up your hand and say your thing, and even without raising your hand. At work you don't have to wait for your supervisor who gives you orders. No, you just can go ahead and give your own initiative. And this supervisor appreciates your initiative. Okay, other low power distance countries are, for example, Germany, Great Britain, United States, or for example the Scandinavian countries like Sweden, Norway, or for example Denmark. Okay, Spain. In Spain people accepted that people who are older than you, your parents or bosses, have more power. You don't argue with them, and especially not with your parents. Also, you don't answer questions in the back of the class. This doesn't mean you can't give your opinion, but you have to do it on a very respectful way and in an indirect form. Next topic, klughoons collectivism versus individualism. The Netherlands is a very individual country where children grow up in small, lovely families with one or both parents and one or two brothers or sisters. The rest of the family lives at a distance, and it's not usual to have a lot of contacts. So you live at your own and you're I-orientated. It begins at a young age, when children of 3 years old tie their own shoelaces. Also, they earning their own money by doing small jobs at the age of 13 or 12. They sell newspapers or sell, for example, flowers. It's usual for young people to leave the house of the parents when they are 18 or 20. Also, speaking your mind is very accustomed in individual countries like the Netherlands. It means you are honest and open. Children have learned to take criticism as nothing personal. So people in the Netherlands prefer a low communication style. Spain has a collective culture where people grow up in large big families with, for example, your grandparents or your aunt, uncle. That's not strange. You are rarely alone and you are we-orientated. The aim of the collective upbringing is to help you become a great member of the group. And taking care for the other group members is very important. Also, in keeping in harmony with the people you study, live and work with is very accustomed in collective cultures like Spain. After all, you can't risk getting in confrontation with other people because you can't speak in your mind. It's, for example, better to say things in an indirect way. Next topic, Hofstede's masculinity and femininity. Masculinity versus its opposite, femininity, refers to the distribution of roles between the genders, men and women, which is an important issue in the current society. In feminine cultures, gender roles often overlap each other. The Netherlands is a feminine culture where children learn to be caring. At school, of course, children learn to do their best, but reaching the highest marks is not the top priority. You want to be a well-balanced person, and that's the top priority. That means taking care of yourself and be sociable. Students with the best marks are not necessarily the most popular. Students want to have an average mark, to have enough time of a well-balanced life. Other high priorities are friends, being modest, spare time and having time for yourself. A masculine culture, as Spain, is one where assertiveness, achievement and successes are important values. In masculine societies, the emotional gender roles are strictly separate, and men think that material success is a big deal. But nevertheless, men and women are both competitive. In other fields, but both competitive. Children learn that it's good to be the best, and they want to reach the highest notes or the highest marks, and they want to have the most friends in the classroom. In masculine cultures, people appreciate the most expensive brands like Ferrari, Rolex, and they're interested in the latest fashion. Thank you for watching to this interesting documentary
about intercultural sensitivity, and I hope you learned a lot.
Adios. Goodbye. Doei.